Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another SOP live stream. Tonight, it's a weekly, words are difficult this evening. Weekly news recap, episode 4. And we're going to do a little bit more around the world tonight than normal. Plus, we'll hit our local, everybody's favorite topic, politics. Sorry, we got to do it. Because the prediction I gave back in January is starting to unfold publicly. So, we all know Mr. Gill down there at the bottom. Mr. Al's taking care of his food needs. And let's see, in the side, we currently have Michael. We got Lori. We got CR. That's it. All right, who's hiding out there? Ain't talking yet. Come on, step up.
Out
Say
there.
hello. I see six. Yeah, you're there.
I
You're
should be
always
there
there.
twice. I
Yeah,
should be there
you are.
twice.
Maybe that's why it's so. Oh, there's another person. Somebody else snuck in. Give everybody a few moments to slide up on in here before we get too busy.
Mhm.
Hello, Brian. Good evening, Duncan. And thank you for stopping by there, Brian. Hopefully you enjoyed this evening's itinerary. We try to add levity to the current.
That's me. Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, that's better. Sorry about that.
That's okay. We
I'm
try to add
being
some levity to try to add levity to the current world topics because nobody likes depressing news, so we try to keep it upbeat. Tuesday nights when we cover the depressing stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're up to 11. We got people lurking in the shadows, so we'll go ahead and get busy and get started here. From around the world to start with, let's go talk about Cinnabon here. Yesterday afternoon, it popped its cork with VAAC here. They warned it at 40,000 feet, which is level 400. And then today it popped off again at a level of 35,000 feet. It is disrupting things. And Mr. Gill, I'm going to throw yours up here real quick so you can talk about other things that are correlating with what I just showed.
All right. So the one he just showed was that was Indonesia, right?
Yep, Cinnabon.
Okay. So that was this afternoon with those eruptions was a 6.6 earthquake kicking off there. And let me zoom in on it here. And so there's and several others going off today, 5.0, 4.9, 4.7, and 4.5. These are just the larger ones that have been going on in that area. Oh, we just had one over here, a 4.5 on this island there to the right. That's what the red dot is. Things that have happened in the last. How deep on that one? This was on the land one. Depth was almost 200 kilometers.
All right, that's a subduction zone.
Yeah.
Subduction zone, folks. No, not off that.
Yeah, the red ones are the one in the last hour.
Right, subduction zones, folks, for who are not, fully aware of it. Hey, Adam's Eden. Subduction. Yeah, there goes that word. Difficult again. Subduction zones are in the Earth's between the Earth's crust and the mantle. That's where something just gave a little way. When they start getting to 10 kilometers, that's where you're going to feel it up top, and people will notice it. And if it's on the shore or just offshore for a little bit, that's when you have the greater chance for a tsunami. That little red one is no issue for that.
Yeah, so in the last couple of days, let me get my other notes up here from my tracking sheet. So today was the 6.6. Yesterday, this one up here that I just turned blue was Japan, a 6.0. And then the other one yesterday was right over here off of Panama, a 6.0. And then the 6.7 the day before on the 12th.
So in 4 days, folks, we've had multiple 6.0s plus, which is unusual in the fact that normally we only get one a month. In the last 4 days, we've had 4 6 plus.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. This correlates directly to the activity on our sun. It is a geomagnetic coupling between the sun and the earth. And the earth isn't the only one that feels it, folks. Other planets feel it as well.
Yeah.
Go check out Suspicious Observers. Go to his playlists and go start at the very beginning where he talks about the correlation between the earth and the sun and, well, the other planets as well. Hi, Nina. Welcome. So there is a
There's
direct
there's the
correlation.
other one there, Dave.
Right. There's a direct correlation between the earth and the sun. Now, places like Oppenheimer Ranch and other places who like to spread fear porn, because that's what all they're doing is trying to get people panicking, keep saying we're going into a grand solar minimum. Well, our sun is telling us the exact opposite. Our sun's saying, hello, I'm still here. As a matter of fact, we had an Earth-facing CME the other day, which provided a level 5 KP index, which is mild geomagnetic storms. Nothing major. We had a glancing blow that was a little bit stronger that went to the behind us. We had another minor filament pop this morning, and that should hit us around Sunday evening. Nothing to worry about. Don't care what these other channels are telling you. At most, you might notice a drop call or two on your cell phone. This is nothing major. Okay, don't let these other channels scare you into believing the world is ending, because guess what? It's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's wise to pay attention to what's going on here on the earth as well as the sun, because it gives you inclinations to what's going to happen. Matter of fact, if you go through all of Ben's stuff there on Suspicious Observers and download his app, and yeah, it's a paid app, but it's very valuable, it's very knowledgeable, helps teach you things. You can actually learn how to predict the earthquakes by watching what the sun's doing. You think I'm full of it, and you think he's full of it, go check out the other places like Stanford and Harvard and other places that we normally can't trust who are now agreeing with what he's saying. We're talking doctors and physicists from around the world. Now, I mean medical doctor. I mean people with doctorates behind their name as far as scientific studies. Hey, Stringfield.
Hey, Carol.
So go check it out, and it's a good place to learn something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to my sharing page.
Okay, and I'm going to drop that
Go ahead
off.
and get him lined up for the next one. Now let's kind of traverse to the other side of the world where there's a whole lot of heated conflict. Turkey's Erdogan tells Putin Israel needs to be taught a deterrent lesson. Yeah. Oh, Fish is in here? Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Fishes. I didn't see you. Sorry. Anywho, for those who like to follow biblical prophecy, this smack dab right in the middle of biblical prophecy. Okay. Go read Daniel and Ezekiel, and you'll learn what I'm talking about if you haven't already. For those who do know it, you'll see it fits like a key into a lock. All right. What he's basically saying in a roundabout way without coming out and actually saying is we need to go and bomb or attack Israel to stop them from doing what they're doing, which our government, surprisingly enough, said Israel has the right to defend itself from aggression. But then they kind of walk backwards a little bit. It's normal for this administration. But eyes open, keep paying attention. This article right here, even though it's in the New York Post. Oh, wait. Isn't the New York Post kind of left-leaning?
Oh, yeah.
Anti-Israel? Yeah, okay. So that it just fits right into their narrative. That's the reason I brought it up, so you can see what they're trying to spin. Okay? But they actually told the truth here. It's just down here they spin it differently.
Right. And you know what Putin told Aragon? He wasn't too happy with his answer. He was very upset. Right after Israel and Putin had talks, he was really upset.
Right. So it's a powder keg over there. The Bible says Israel shall become a cup of trembling to the entire world. Well, it looks like the whole world is trembling right now because Israel is saying, we fed up, we done. So let's move on from that. Let's come closer to home. Now, if y'all remember back in January, I made a statement that those in the darker circles, shall we say, planned that within about 6 months, they were going to call into question a certain person's mental stability. Well, here we are, 5 months into the administration, and boom. Damn, I hate being correct sometimes.
Right. That's about Captain Crazy, right? And his crew.
Right there.
Yep.
Come on. Right there.
I won't
Military
say his
brass.
name.
More than 120 retired generals
And admirals.
are former top quality military staff that was kind of ousted by a certain Obama president. Did I say that out loud? Y'all didn't hear that, right? No, I don't see nobody saying that in the chat, so nobody heard that.
Yep. We're all
Anywho.
deaf.
Yep. Open letter questioning the legitimacy of the 2020s, as well as his fitness. And I'm not going to play the clips because it will definitely either get me completely knocked off of YouTube or other things. I might even get a knock at the door, and I don't want that. Not that I'm scared of it. I just don't want to deal with it. But if you read this, and there is one spot where they show clips where this nice guy right here is stumbling over his words, can't keep his words straight, keeps whittle waddling around on certain subjects because he doesn't have correct answers because he can't process it in this little thing right here. Okay, and I'm not trying to say it to be mean or negative or bad about it. It's obvious. It's, if I sat here and you'd all call into question my ability to be on live.
Right.
Of course, there are some people that question my ability as it is, but hey, that's okay. Everybody has a right to their own opinion.
And Drops
Just like
has arrived. Hi, Drops.
Hey, Drops.
And it's not only retired Army generals, it's also Navy admirals.
Well, it's the entire former military for the last 35 years, and most of which were ousted during the Obama administration. There was a lot of generals that were kicked out during that period. And because of that, now they actually have a voice. Now they can step up and say, hey, look, this is what we're seeing. We used to help run this country as far as military standards, and we know what should be done and how it should be done. And what we're seeing is leading our country into a vat of boiling oil.
Right.
No,
also,
it's oil.
she commented on France. Remember that day we were talking about this a week ago about France's military yelling at what's his name? Yeah.
And the current administration's treating everybody here like a frog in a boiling pot of water, slowly turning up the heat, and 90% of the sheep don't realize the heat's even on in the first place.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I decided to jump out the pot. I don't like being cooked.
Wrong button.
But if you read the entire article here, and I will be kind enough, to go ahead and drop a link for y'all so you can go back and read this at your leisure. But it's, you can see here, it talks about this, our favorite dragon area. So go ahead and go check this article out. Yes, it's from these guys, and we all know where they lean, and we could care less what their opinion is. But when they paint a picture that is factual, at least you can get some facts out of it. And now we'll kind of skirt around the entire nation. Here comes more problems for the rest of us when they try canceling debt. Here's a rhino. Yeah. If you're into Bitcoin and Doge, or Dog, or Dogecoin, or whatever they want to call it, they're headed for a lasting breakout. So if you're in it, it looks like you might be in it for good. I would still be very leery. Electronic currency is only good while there's still electronics to play with. If something happens to our infrastructure where we don't have, we got to get off that steak. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, and I said pizza, and I'm just like, okay, I need this T-bone. Yeah.
Anywho, if you're into cryptocurrency, it's only good for as long as there's a way to access it. If
Right.
the grid, if we lost all electricity for say 7 months, you have no access to that. And if it's a bad enough crippling attack, all those traces of that will disappear with it.
Yeah.
So
It
if you
did.
can't physically touch it, you ain't got it. Yes, sir.
The other problem with that is cryptocurrency is only as good as the government, as long as the government allows it. Several governments have already banned cryptocurrency.
South
Right.
Korea being one of them.
And China's the next. They have their own one.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, if you think you can get by on silver and gold, let me put something down. 1934. You might get a piece of paper while you trade in your gold. And they say, no cash. Here's your silver.
So
Well,
certificate.
Yeah,
and that wasn't worth the paper it was printed on.
true. So be careful about that. A lot of people don't understand. You have to have a dealer because I mine gold. I have raw gold in bags.
Hi, Courtney.
You have to find somebody, assayer or a store, a dealer that will take the raw gold, give you the cash value back. If you cannot, then it's totally worthless, folks. That's why I tell a lot of stackers, you better have somebody who buys your material or you just got a pile of shiny stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing too, when it gets to a certain point, you may find that a pound of that gold can only buy you 4 loaves of bread, and that's it.
If that.
Yeah. Now, just so you know what Uncle Al was talking about the 1934. Go back to Anthony at Palmetto Prepared. He did one on the seizure, a video on explaining the history of the seizure of gold in the United States. It's a very educational video. You might want to check it out. That's Anthony at Palmetto Prepared. Oh, Courtney's in here.
Yep.
Um,
Courtney's husband, now Courtney.
apparently, Uncle Joe has a very short fuse sometimes. Of course, you know what? I'm guilty of it. I have a short fuse sometimes. I admittedly, and this may sound wrong to some people, but I have a problem with stupid because there are some things that are just plain stupid. They don't make no sense. Like driving 80 mile an hour through a 25 mile an hour school zone. That is stupid.
Right.
I have a problem with that. That's just one iteration of it. But apparently he has a short fuse. That's good to know, actually. He's the one with his finger on the button. Just for reference. One I brought up to Gil earlier this week, which I'm glad is back up here because they tried to bury it. The Pentagon is tracking U.S. citizens without warrant thanks to a certain judge in a state I'm not going to mention because for the most part that state's actually still pretty decent. But they gave the U.S. government permission to track, access, utilize the very devices we're currently using right now to do this very live stream. They can access your computer, your phone, your tablet without warrant, without provocation, just to make sure you're not doing something stupid. Don't you feel comfortable now? And and let me put it this way. Unless you're running a highly advanced system, which I'm not, because I can't afford it right now, with more firewalls and trapdoors and resets than Carter's got liver pills, and boy, he's got a lot. You can't stop them. You actually need NSA level security encryption on your computer to stop them from doing it. And if you have that, they're going to show up at your door and take your stuff.
Unless you're licensed to have it. And there aren't too many people that are licensed to have it.
Right. Because we're talking software that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know of too many people that have personal access to it. It is extremely complicated.
Bloomberg. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, watch the name dropping. Now I got to start watching my cameras. Anywho, So be careful of what y'all say, because they can now do it without warrant, without provocation, without even letting you know they're doing it.
Yeah, supposedly they're doing it to look for the viruses and stuff that are causing disruption to delivery systems and stuff like that. This came out just prior to the fiasco with the oil line.
It came out prior to the public acknowledgement of it. It was already in the works to have it done, and that just gave them full bore to go ahead and make it public.
Right. To answer,
they've actually had the access to do this since the Patriot Act.
Right.
Now they can just come out and tell you they're going to do it.
Yeah. To answer Adam's question, you take a bike, you ride share, and you ride the bus. This issue would not be solved until 3 weeks because you got to find out who's running it in North Carolina. And like both Dave and Gil says, it's not the little guys.
All right, let's go ahead and address this whole gas situation, because it is news and it is in the U.S. and it is affecting some of the people that do watch my channel, especially those of down south. I was emailing back and forth and texting back and forth with Doc Bones and Nurse Amy, and she was telling me how there's no gas down there. And I know some truck driver friends who haul tanker, and they're driving 3 and 4 states away to pick up fuel to get down south. And as soon as it's unloaded, the gas station's empty again. And you want to know what? This is awful reminiscent of last year's toilet paper fiasco. Panic buying. Oh my God, I gotta go get it. Get it.
Oh, I gotta get my baggies and fill them up full of gas. Yeah, I gotta get my little totes.
Putting gasoline in a Walmart bag is going to leak within minutes. The way that gasoline's made doesn't react well with the plastic that's made with.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea. Plain, pure, simple. Don't store gasoline in a Walmart bag. Them bags just a doggone thing. You blow on them, they put a hole in it.
Right. And if you're smoking, don't do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not discuss the car fires that have happened. But if people would be more patient in some aspects, to wait to see how things roll out, rather than letting some news station spread fear porn and let the sheeple believe it and run like a bunch of sheep to the nearest gas station and buy every last drop. So here, let me put it this way. Your first responders, and hey, whether you like them or not, they're there for a reason. They're to help and protect you. For those who watch this later and want to give it a thumbs down. And thank you for the last couple live streams who somebody went and put a thumbs down. Thank you very much for the watch time. I appreciate it. It helps with my analytics. Even bad reviews help, whether you realize it or not. Thank you. Anywho, our first responders also rely on gasoline. So for all those bozos going out there and buying gasoline by the truckloads or tote fulls or baggy fulls, or I even seen somebody put it was Kroger bags inside a wicker basket, put it in the back end of their SUV that wasn't stabilized.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
For laughs and giggles, share my screen.
Oh, dear God. What'd you put me into now? Eek.
Oh, geez. There she is, filling up bags and putting them in her car. Oh, wow. Someone walking down the street with it. We got other ones. Look how many they're putting in the back of their car there.
There's no reason for this. Hey, Butch.
Oh, and this one, they're laying them on their side. They're stacking them and laying them on the side.
God.
Oh, here's one. Here, look at all the bags of gasoline. Can you say stupid people are causing the shortage?
Right. But again, I have a problem with stupid. That what they're doing is just defies logical common sense.
Yeah.
Okay. People know gasoline's highly volatile.
Yeah.
That's why it's stored the way it is. That's why our cars run down the road, because it explodes inside the engine and it makes your car go put, 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 put down the road. Putting something that is literally explosive that lets off fumes that are also very, very highly combustible. So if let's say you have a toggle switch in your dash that likes to spark when you turn it on or off, kaboom!
Or if you got like that one guy we just rolled past, smoking a cigarette while filling a bag of gasoline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's.
in his car.
I was looking for the ones that had the those blue totes, like the
They showed on the news. Yeah.
15-gallon totes and stuff, where they're filling it up. The lady's filling them up and trying to put them in the back of her car. You know, yeah. But there's a lot.
There's a lot of people down south. You know, and when Amy was telling me, you know, this is right at the very beginning of the whole pipeline fiasco. She said there's no gas down there. And I have a set, you know, Al thinks 3 weeks.
There we go. There we go.
but
That's not a clear one like the other one was. Here she's filling up the totes, and she's got plastic laid out in the car and stuff, and then she's going to put the totes in the car. Those totes are not waterproof in any way, shape, or form. When you have they just slosh right out of the lid.
Those lids don't seal. It's
Yeah,
just
they clip to keep from blowing away. And even then, blow away.
it's the same logic and mentality, in my opinion, of those people who eat them little teeny tiny pods. Dumb. I'm sorry. God forgive me, please, but I know he's shaking his head too. What are these people doing?
They're
I'm in
nuts.
the same boat.
You can't help stupid people. These are the same people during a hurricane will buy milk and bread. And I'm looking at them like, what the hell's wrong with you folks? If the power goes out, the milk only lasts a day. And the bread, if you don't have anything put on it, I don't know what you're going to do with it. Smoke it?
Yeah.
No, don't give them any ideas, Al.
Constipated.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah.
And me and Dave and Gil, we did this how many weeks ago? 6 weeks ago on supply chain interruptions, and we explained it very clearly. Dave
And
did
I warned
one.
you all back then. I seen something coming.
Yep, Dave did one.
How many people listen?
Gil did two, and I've been screaming on this on my videos. But like I said on my video, you can't help stupid people.
Yeah. All right.
One of these
pull that
days.
down.
What's that?
You can pull that one down.
Okay. Beep. Okay, and this one, I don't know what moronic fool decided to say this. Put a bag on your mirror if you're traveling alone. Say what? That is the opposite of any person that is even basically trained in any kind of survival instinct. You don't announce what you're doing. That is stupid.
Also, I
Okay,
think
let's put it this way. Not to interrupt, Del, but let me put it this way. There is this single mom with her little child. She reads this thinking, I've got to go down to North Carolina this weekend, go see the family, and I'm going to be pretty much alone. I need to put a bag on my mirror. Now, she's going to be driving through some areas that ain't very popular with sane folk.
Mm-hmm.
There's some very undesirables between here and certain parts of North Carolina. I should know. I drove truck through them. And I locked my doors and rolled my windows up just to keep the honest people honest, because a bad person is going to do bad things no matter what you do in the first place. Now she's advertising, I'm alone. Come get what I got. So if anybody hears this part of the video and sees that and thinks it's a smart idea, let me reiterate, no, it's not. It'd be the same response and attitude as somebody in an active shooter situation jumping up and down saying, hi, I haven't got shot yet.
Yeah. There was
Where's the
an
mentality here, folks?
Yeah, there was an alert out about 1.5 years ago warning people that certain predators, when they see a lady by herself in a shopping center, get out of a car, they'll go over and put a rubber band around the passenger side mirror. Stretch out, put it on there. And that's why they're basically announcing to all the other predators, hey, she's traveling alone right now.
And if it's in a dark enough area, here's what they did. Let's say Linda Sue decides at 2 a.m. in the morning she needs a gallon of ice cream, milk, and bread. She runs down to the local Walmart all by herself. She gets out of her car. The parking lot's nearly deserted because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. There's an undesirable sitting out there. See her get out. They went up and put a rubber band on that mirror. Well, he done let the rest of his gang know, hey, we need to check this. We need to scope this out. Well, she comes back out. Parking lot's even more deserted now. She gets in her car. She looks across the car. What in the heck's a rubber band doing on my mirror? She gets out of her car like a fool to go take the rubber band off, and she gets mugged. Okay. Places that put out this stuff only lead to people getting hurt. Remember your surroundings, folks. Follow Cooper's color code. Do not live in white. Please live in yellow, in a semi-advanced state of awareness. Don't live in red or orange. Don't be a paranoid schizophrenic going around. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, just pay attention. Listen, tilt your ears.
Now, from the paranoid schizophrenic point of view, I think it's 12 states that's illegal to put on a bag on your
all
on your
states.
pass. All states,
All
isn't
states.
it, Dave? All states.
Yeah, because it obstructs your vision.
Right. Isn't that a ticket? I forgot how much you get fined
Well,
if you're on a federal highway.
All right. I know in California, the law still states you must have 2 mirrors showing to the rear. So if you have the rear view mirror mounted on your window, on your front windshield that you look at and the driver's side, you don't have to have one on the right.
But if a judge or a cop were to give you a ticket and you go in front of a judge and you try to beat it, guess what? You're going to lose. You know why? Because here's a problem. No,
California
here's the
Penal Code,
prosecuting.
Vehicle Code says they don't have to.
I tried to fight one.
Well, that's not California. California, they
can.
won't even give you a ticket for it because they know they'll lose it.
Well, it depends. The prosecuting attorney is a hat worth his weight in gold.
There's a prosecuting attorney. All it is just the cop going in there, and the cops won't write it because they're going to know they're going to lose it. Because
But it can still, you can still, in some, all right, let me rephrase it. In some states,
some states may
you can
have
get
that
a
law.
ticket because even certain traffic violations have to go to the prosecuting attorney's office. This being a safety hazard in some states because it creates an additional blind spot on your vehicle.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not like a semi where it has no rear view mirror. It's only got the 4 mirrors on the side.
Yeah.
Okay, your car doesn't have the extra mirrors. You've got to. Most people don't even know how to adjust their center rear view mirror. They don't know how. They don't know how to adjust it.
Yep.
Okay, you get into somebody's car and you adjust yourself to look at how they're looking at it, and you're going, "How do you see behind you?" Well, that's what I was taught. You were taught wrong. This is how you should adjust your mirror. Well, I can't see nothing. No, you see everything you need to see. You don't need to be looking at yourself or your kids in the back seat. You need to be checking out what's behind you, and there's only one way to adjust that mirror to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a little opinionated. I drove for many years, seen a lot of bad accidents because people didn't do it the right way. There is a right way. So, yeah, I'm a little jaded on that one. I'm sorry. But in some states, that is illegal, even if you have the other 2 mirrors. Because some states, the law states you have to have 2 outside mirrors.
Oh, thing is though, the law can't say that for cars if the car does not come with an outside
Which
mirror.
why all cars after 1978 came with 2 outside mirrors.
Nope.
Yep.
No, because we had an 89 Mazda had 1 mirror on the outside.
That was also a foreign car. Any domestically produced cars at that time.
The Mazda, the Monza, Monza, made by Chevy.
Was an import.
Yeah, but it's still, they didn't have, it was that way. And I know
I could be wrong on what year it was. I thought it was
my-
the late 70s, but it may have been later. But
when I bought my my one time our Big Blue in '89, I was an option to get a forward one time to get a mirror on the right side. It was an option.
I'd have to check that because
Yeah.
every vehicle I've ever seen produced has come with 2 mirrors since
Yeah.
I've been able to drive. But that's a discussion for another day. We'll have to dig into
Yeah.
that one because I think that would be kind of funny to look through the history of that.
Yeah, true.
Well, just like also there is a law on the book still. It's against the law to drive a motorized vehicle in downtown Los Angeles because it scares the horses. That's still on the book.
They should have kept and enforced that law. Okay, are we going to talk about Cuomo won't lift the mask order, or are we going to go to the next one?
I didn't pull up any additional information because there's a lot more going on than just this headline stating. He's fighting lawsuits right now, so he's trying to bury himself in other legal things so his lawsuits don't overtake him. Unfortunately, his lawsuits are going to overtake him.
Yeah.
That 14-year-old girl?
I'm not going into that one on this live stream.
No, don't even say that in any way, shape, or form, because that's a sensitive topic with the community of
I'm going to hit this one real quick. Disabled Kansas City woman blasts governor as tyrant for ending $300 on unemployment. If she's disabled, she shouldn't be collecting unemployment in the first place. She should be on disability or waiting for that to go through the Social Security Administration. If she's disabled, she doesn't qualify for unemployment. So I don't know how that works out.
It depends on the level she's disabled.
Mm.
If she's 10% disabled and she was still working,
I'll be right back.
Then she's not classified as truly disabled by the unemployment office or Social Security office.
Right.
Remember, I've been through all that damn crap.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't say who is saying she's disabled and how she's being classified.
Right. She's probably just saying, I'm disabled because I can't work. That's not disability. That's laziness. Yeah. There's jobs out there. People just don't want to work them. And that's another issue with our country right now. Our country has hundreds of thousands of jobs available, but people are making more money on unemployment than they did working their job, which is why, and to a degree, I applaud some of these states for cutting that additional 300 because it's causing a lack of workforce. A lack of workforce creates supply chain issues. We have supply chain issues. Well, then the jobs completely disappear because businesses close. When businesses close, it adds to the unemployment lines. It's a vicious cycle that will never end. We need to get people off their booties and out there working. It doesn't matter if it's out there picking asparagus, cutting watermelons off the vine, or picking oranges off a dang tree. Get out there and do something productive. Feel good about buying that, whatever it is you've been wanting to buy for the last year, because you ain't been able to get out of the house to go to the store to buy it. Now with states like Ohio lifting the mandate, which will probably come back into effect in about a month and a half. Anyway, go out there and earn that money so you can go out and buy what you want. Yeah. When I drove truck, I've actually had money to go out and buy what I wanted for the first time in my life. I had a good living. Can't remember where I spent most of it. Oh, yeah, I do. The Mustang I had.
Ooh, the little boy came out in Dave.
Hey, that Mustang was a $6,000 or $9,000 car when I bought it. When it got repossessed, thanks to a boss that I won't mention his name and the company Hydrogen Sulfide that he owned, cost me, because he wouldn't pay me and I lost my car, was insured for over $60,000. I put a lot of work and time and energy and money into that car. That being said, that's another discussion for another day. See where we at. Now we still got 20 minutes yet.
Yeah, I got something else here interesting if you want it. Want it?
Why not? Let's go for it.
Okay, I was checking on this because I noticed there was at a certain big box store, they were short of allergy medications when I was up there yesterday. And so I looked up, what specifically I was searching for a shortage on allergy medications. And then I found the FDA site here, and it lists FDA drug shortages. And I got a list of only showing 150 currently. So we go down here and currently in shortage, blah, 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 blah. Oh, resolved. All these currently in shortages, resolved. And so you look at what's currently in shortage and what is resolved here. And just going down here and getting close to the 150. That's page one of, so there's 19 more on the next page. And So there's the 19 in the next page. That's a heck of a lot of drugs that are in shortage. And it's alphabetical. So I'm going to throw this link here in the chat. So I'm going to step out of here. So you want to take that down so I can put it in? Okay, because otherwise we're going to go tell Scott Kaleidoscope here. Okay. So
you don't want to look at the infinity mirror?
No, I don't. So there is the link to the shortage of drugs. You can put it back if you want to put it back up so you can see it again.
Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
You done?
So, yeah, you can put it back. So basically it starts off with injections and types of different things. It goes through and it lists all the different types of stuff. A lot of these are injections, but then there's like capsules. So there's a lot of things here that are, I would say, looking at this, I would say 60% is in shortage, at least, maybe more.
And part of what the shortage is because most of it's produced in India, which right now is battling a very, very severe case of the red dragon issues. Very severe case of it. But some of that is the local companies here in the US, in Canada, and Mexico that produce what we need have switched production of those into anti-red dragon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, most of YouTube allows you to say what it's called, but I started with red dragon. I'm going to stick with it because I just happen to like it's a lot easier to say and not have to worry about the AI going, shame on you. Because me and that AI are going to have an issue one of these days. It'll probably win, but it won the last time.
Here's an aerosol one that's in shortage. Tablets in shortage. No, tablets have been resolved. But yeah, so you got a lot of stuff that's in. What was that? What bottom one there? That was okay. They finally got the sterile water resolved. Some of your sodium chloride injections are still in shortage. So yeah, it's ugly. Okay, I'm done with that.
Going back to our gas issue.
Mm-hmm.
And now for the next headline, gas. They're saying weeks. Al kind of agrees with him there at the 3 weeks. I disagree with the whole 3 and 4 weeks. I'm thinking more like 5 or 6, because even if it starts to pick back up in say 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, there's going to be, just like it was with the toilet paper, everything started getting restocked and it got wiped out again. Start getting restocked, it's going to get wiped out again. It lasted, the toilet paper was what, almost 5 full months worth of not having much toilet paper? Well, about 4 months.
Right.
So, I mean, this is the same cyclical event that people keep creating for no reason. There's no reason for runs on gasoline. None. Because what's going to happen if you're in a car accident, or your family members, and I'm talking to these people that are out buying it, not those of us here in the side chat or on the panel, but your family member, for those who are watching, gets in an accident, and they need the fire department, the EMTs, multiple sheriff's vehicles to block traffic, and the doggone helicopter for life flight. Okay, it's a pretty bad accident. Sounds like it, don't it? Well, darn it, the fire truck ain't got no gas because some moron decided to run the gas tank and fill baggies and Tupperware totes full of gas because they couldn't think of nobody outside their own 2 inches of nose. So now there's somebody's life in jeopardy. Now, this ain't toilet paper, folks. Gasoline's a real issue. Yeah, the bigger fire trucks run on diesel. Most of your EMTs run on gas or diesel. So, I mean, and helicopters run on jet fuel. But if all the trucks are hauling gas, they can't haul the JP and all the other stuff to the airports that are needed because they're being redirected to gas stations. They're not hauling diesel or as much diesel is because they're trying to haul 3 times as much gasoline. It's a cyclical event, folks, that are watching this outside my panel and my chat, that if you ain't paying attention, if you ain't woke up, And I'm using the woke up the way it should be used, not this corporate analogy that's been thrown around for the last 3 months, 4 months. Wake up.
Mhm.
This is causing people's lives to be in jeopardy because people are doing bad things over something that they don't need to be worried about. Yeah,
Right.
there was a shortage. It's been resolved. The pipeline is running again. New system has been put in place. Their system is far more secure than it was. Well, the rest of them aren't that secure, but
Yeah.
there's think of other people, not just yourselves, because you know what? In a long-term scheme of things, this affects far more than just you and your little cadre of people that you're trying to hoard stuff for. And what are you going to do when you get home with all those? Which link is that, Lori?
I'm putting it back in again.
Okay. What are you going to do with all that gas? You're going to try and black market that gas out your back door?
There you go. Did you see did you catch that comment that Kathy put in there? You can probably scroll back up to it a little bit.
Get my mouse over here where I can scroll with.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, she had a couple of comments there and it drops in the middle, but at the top when they're asking you a question, it should be highlighted for you.
I've got it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to go into that, but if y'all remember correctly, last time Gil and I discussed our supply chain, I told y'all something was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I've warned you guys, I hear things that most people don't get to hear. I have my ear to the ground. I get to hear from people who have their fingers on the so-called pulse of this nation when it comes to surveillance and security, and they hear things, and I get to hear things too. Sometimes they're wrong, which makes me wrong. Sometimes they're right, and it makes me right. What?
That email you sent me with that video link in it, where they were showing the people that talking about these particular news events, showing whether they were lying or what about it, and the one that was cracking. Mm-hmm. You want me to throw that link in the chat?
Sure. If I don't even know if that link's still good though.
Yeah, let me.
They
may have pulled it down. Yeah, let me take a look here and see if I can find support channels. That is this one here. No, it's not. It's the one before it. Body language. Okay, let me see first. See if it's still good here. And
that one. Yeah, her video should still be good.
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to grab the link for that and make sure this link works. I'm going to open up a new thing here just to make sure.
For the rest of us, make sure you ride a bicycle, walk, take the bus, ride share until this crisis is over, folks. Do not panic. Relax. Everything is calm. I see people running around smoking cigarettes, cheeseburger in one hand going, ah! Stop doing that.
Okay.
Not the cheeseburger, but the smoking and running around. Yeah.
All right.
Here's the link.
Yeah, the link he's dropping is to a young lady who is a forensic scientist who studies body language. She's worked with our government, multiple ABC agencies, as well as police departments around this country, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she did. Of course, I'm getting older. My brain is feeble sometimes. It happens when you get old.
Yeah.
But she has a YouTube channel, and she discusses people's body language. And I've watched over the years many body language experts. And this young lady is right at the top of the class when it comes to understanding people's mannerisms. And the video link that he dropped is kind of funny.
Oh, it is.
I saw it. It's real funny.
It is. But the thing is, at the same time, it's sad and scary too.
Well, you know what? Nothing scares me anymore. Especially with what's going on over in the Middle East. I look at it as fulfillment of Bible prophecy. I'm just waiting for his return. It doesn't faze me anymore. I'm not scared. I'm not worried about it. If it happens, it happens. I've already warned everybody of things that are going to be happening, to keep an eye out, watch for certain things happening. And I've been proven right every single time. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I'm just saying, if I warn y'all something's coming, keep your eyes open, because it will show up. I said back in January, 6 months, they were going to try and make it sound like he was cuckoo. Well, we just seen this evening, they're coming out publicly stating, we think he's unfit. Gee, matched right up with what I said.
Yeah.
So I'm just a normal somebody here on YouTube. I ain't nobody special. I'm not perfect. I'm not all knowing.
Right. Don't
I'm
forget.
not the greatest person. I don't know. I'm not the world's greatest dad either. But
Yeah.
Before
I go to the next topic, Gil, it's about 9 minutes to the hour.
Yeah, I know. I was just about ready to excuse myself to go over and get mine set up and ready for you guys. So those of you that don't know, I come on immediately after Dave here on the Camp Patton Family Compound. And tonight's topic is gardening tips for beginners on a budget. And
come on, right here. Come on, right here.
It's going to be a little bit bigger.
Right there. Read that. Read it out loud.
Biden told staff not to serve leafy greens because he didn't want to be photographed of greens in his teeth. What about the green booger in his nose, though?
Yeah, well, he didn't see that one yet. But that right there just kind of shows the level of his mentality.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So I'll see you guys over there in 8 minutes or so. And I'm out of here.
Right.
See you.
What Dave and I won't mention was Captain Crazy was stopped by aides going into the Rose Garden twice this week without his pants. And I don't know if he forgot to wear the pants or he just ignored wearing the pants. He had the top part, he had the tie, the shirt, and the coat looked fine, except the aides caught him without pants again, second time. And also I want to bring up the mention is Japan, France, and Australia is mad as hell because they're sending troops to Taiwan and they're wondering where's the U.S. And this story is buried everything else. But Japan's asking, why aren't you backing up your troops in Okinawa and Guam? And Francis says, why aren't you backing up certain islands near our islands? And Taiwan is already getting started mainland threats. And they're wondering, where's the U.S.? And Morrison's really mad. He made a couple of serious calls to Biden, and Biden put him on hold. And if people don't know who Morrison is, that's the Prime Minister of Australia.
And here's some more disturbing stuff. This one right here is one of the ones that if you don't agree with history, that's fine. I don't agree with a lot of the history that our country's been through. There's a lot of bad things in history, but that history has taught me what not to do. That's how I learned. I learned from somebody else's mistakes, so I didn't repeat it. If you start trying to bury it or make it so it's okay to try and change things or destroy that, then more and more people are going to do it, and our history is going to get lost, and people are going to be doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again.
Right. Remember, folks, cancel culture is a copy of the Cultural Revolution that happened in China in 1968, and that caused China to be what you see today. So understand that, folks. If you're in cancel culture, you're copying the Chinese. And who did the Chinese copy? I got to get a call. Can't find things when you need it. This guy, okay? He did the first cancel culture, and it worked very well. And Dave knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, folks, cancel culture isn't new. It's just a copy of the Cultural Revolution. So understand that. You might be put down in the books in history, and it's not going to look pretty.
Uh-oh. More lifestyle scariness. Super volcano beneath Yellowstone National Park. It's not a volcanic secret. At least not to anybody here anyway. We all know about it.
Yep. I knew about it. I'm
It's
not too
there.
panicked.
It's there, and if it explodes, Al will probably live a whopping 15 minutes longer than me.
True.
What are you going to do about it? If it explodes, if it goes off, chances of survival in certain areas are nil. Other areas are slim, and a few other areas are better than those. After 5 years, you're done anyway. Because I don't know of anybody that's got 5 years worth of food and water and everything stored underground deep enough not to be affected by it.
Right. And don't
If it
forget
goes, it
air.
goes. Right. If it goes, it goes. Ain't
Right.
nothing
If
we
you
can do
don't
about
ha-
it. You can't prepare for that.
Right. If you don't have enough air for 5 years, you bite the farm because sulfur dioxide will creep into any underground bunker unless it's sealed tight for that.
And you have to have about $180,000 air circulation system in order to keep it.
Yep.
Actually, I wouldn't even worry about any caldera because that's usually much bigger than a regular volcano. If any caldera pops on the U.S. soil, yeah, you might live a year, but the truth
It
be
depends
told,
on the caldera because everybody forgets the Siberian caldera. And when that popped, how many million years ago, Dave?
hold on, I'm reading something. What was that again?
The Siberian caldera, when it popped, it made massive plastic flows and gas.
Mhm.
So on Siberia, nothing was live for 240 years because of those flows. It just wiped out everything. Doesn't matter if you're deer, elk, or bear, you're toast.
And North Star Prep Stutter, Kathy, I had not heard about that, but I will see if I can't dig up some information so I can become educated upon it. What you see, what may have been just an anomaly, but I can't go into it because I haven't heard about it yet. So I will dig into that one later, but I had not heard about that. Correct. SO2 is heavier than CO2.
Yep. Also, it burns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to hop over to.
Yep. And with that being said, with Al vacating the building here, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Y'all folks go ahead and go run to the tidy room there and do the business that you have to do and grab yourself something else to drink, maybe a bag of popcorn or something to have a snack ready for when we get over to Gills, and let's talk about gardening for beginners. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all have fun. Until next time, be safe and God bless.